Welcome back to the Kings Park Tournament Expert Division qualifying round, hole number 3, option number 1. This is a Grizzly bounce up. It's a safe eagle with a good chance at a drop. We're using a luminary type ball. So P5, side spin 2 plus, and wind 3. It has not been tested with anything other than a wind 3 ball. So if you're using wind 4, wind 5, you will, or wind 1 or 2, you will need to make sure that you don't require any additional tweaks. It's set up for APOC 5 plus and Grizzly 7 plus. I say that Grizzly 7 may not have enough backspin, so yeah, so it's going to be Grizzly 8 plus and APOC 5 plus. Grizzly 7 doesn't quite have enough backspin. I mean, you can still play it. You just have to tweak your approach a little bit. Starting position at P5 max rest. We're using this rough line as our reference. APOC 5 and 6, you'll have the green ring touching the rough at P5 max rest. APOC 7, you'll have half of your yellow ring into the rough, and that is halfway between the red and the green, right? And APOC 8, you'll have the yellow ring touching the rough. All at P5 max rest. Adjust P5 plus 10% max, and then we're always going to push up 20 plus yards. If you pay attention, the wind angle I have here is mostly tailwind. The only time I've had any issues with this drive is if I caught a heavy wind and it was crosswind and my center line was pointing more over here in these trees. If you catch the heavy crosswind and have a high wind, anything 8.5 plus, I would recommend that you remove the right spin from the shot because you're going to get additional wind push to the right that we're not accounting for. And if you don't remove the right spin, it is possible that the wind pushes you over too much and your first bounce clips the rough. Now, I have adjusted the curl since I had that issue, but just to be safe, there is more room on the left. Heavy wind, crosswind, take off that right spin and play it with one backspin only. The standard base shot is one backspin, one right. So if you do that, you should be good to go. Like I said, after adjusting, you'll push up 20 plus yards. Also, another note for that is if you're not able to push up 20 plus yards, just push to max. And as long as you're close to 20, as long as you can push up, at least 17, 18 more plus yards, you should be good. If you find yourself only being able to push up, say 15, 16, 17 plus yards, then you probably have the hard crosswind angle, the heavy wind, and you should most likely reduce your backspin a little bit because you don't want to come up short. So if you can't push up at least 18 plus yards, then remove the 1 bar of backspin. And if you have a heavy crosswind, then remove the 1 bar of right spin. So if you catch both and you have a heavy wind, crosswind, and you can't push up 20 plus yards, then play this shot with no spin. We're playing it with full overpower and APOC 5 right curl. So you'll want your center line touching the outside of the triangle on the right curl. The drive has been pretty safe. A bad great right might give you an issue, but either way, you should still be able to get to the green for the easy eagle. Worst case scenario, right? The drive gets screwed up, you can still reach. So you should hopefully no matter what, be walking away from this one with the eagle. And this shot will give you a decent chance at a drop. We're playing this with 5 backspin and 2 right spin. The adjustment for the approach is P5 plus 10% at slider. And we are doing a bottom of the white ring green fringe check to get our slider values. And we're going to do that with the bullseye, splitting the line, one line right up the hole, and then we're going to slide it down until the white ring hits the fringe. So I'm checking it in the same way every time. I'm making sure that my bullseye is splitting that line. That is one line left of the pin. Right? Even though my line is a little crooked. That's the line. And then I pull it down until the white ring just touches the fringe line there. And that's the value that I want to look at. Right? Plus 9. So after you got your slider value and your spin set, you're going to set the second bounce centered on the fringe and the ball guide going through the center of the hole. So our second bounce centered on the fringe here, and then ball guide through the hole should be by about a cup and a half or so. This is what we want it to look like. Other than that, the only tweaks that I have so far on this shot is going to be overpower as needed, and that's going to depend on where you adjust to, right? Because we have lots of different wind angles on this approach shot and lots of different wind strengths. We're just going to use where we adjust to for now, and if I find anything additional, I'll add it to the guide. When I'm playing, if I do not pull into the bunker, I'm using 2 clicks of overpower. If I pull halfway down into the bunker, like on the side of the bunker, not to the bottom, but in the bunker, then I'll use 4 clicks of overpower. And if I adjust all the way down to the bottom of the bunker, then I will play it just before circle drop overpower, right? So some minor tweaks, but they definitely need to be made to give you the best opportunity at dropping this. This here is 4 clicks of overpower. I used the wrong overpower on this one. I was supposed to play this with 2. I ended up playing it with 4 because I was rushing, and you're gonna see that I missed this. I missed this by 2 clicks of having 2 clicks too much to overpower. But that's what your 4 clicks of overpower should be. It's roughly 4 clicks if you're using the luminary. You're roughly half the teeth on the bottom OP. Other than that, pull it straight as you can. Hit perfect. Hopefully you're walking away from this one with the albatross. And worst case scenario, you see I barely missed this one and just a little bit less OP, and that's in the hole. Worst case scenario, you should be walking away from this one with a very easy eagle. Bottom of the white ring, green fringe check slider numbers are as follows. Plus 16 is 69, 15 is 67, 14 is 66, 13 is 64, 12 is 63, 11 is 61, 10 is 69 is 58, 8 is 57, 7 is 55, 6 is 53, 5 is 52, 4 is 51, 3 is 49, 2 is 48, 1 is 47, and 0 is 45% slider. I have not been outside of these plus yard numbers with that check. So, as long as you don't have anything crazy happen on your drive, that should be all you need. The only other thing that I have had happen is when I set this up, a couple of times I was actually still in plus yards, in which case I would still use the check numbers, the pin check numbers, or the bottom of the white ring check numbers. Unless you're outside of that. If you're outside of that, then use plus yard numbers. Grizzly P5 plus yard. +1, +2 is 68, 3 is 71, 4 is 73, 5 is 75, 6 is 77, +7 is 80, 8 is 82, 9 is 84, and +10 is 86. You should never be any higher than that. Good luck, everyone. Hope you all get the drop, and we'll catch you on the next one.